If you've had ice cream in any Canadian restaurant, you've eaten Central Smith's
Way too much ice cream I've had.
Delicious. It's that diet problem.
I used to work at Baskin Robbins when I was a kid. And scooped up way too much ice cream. Yeah.
So Central Smith, if you go to Selwyn County in Peterborough, wonderful. Just go to the factory, the scoop shop in the summer. Phenomenal.
Okay.
It's a 100-year-old family business. It's just an absolutely beautiful story, beautiful company. But in 2015, they had a listeriosis outbreak. And they had a recall. And so Gordon Foods and Cisco and everyone else returned the product. And that's when we started working with them. And they said, look, we've had a 15% drop in revenue. And this was a bad year. Our profitability is off. And so we started out with what is this co-strategy process. And we looked at their customers. And at that time, they were operating in 14 different markets.
Oh.
And so they were in scoop shops and they were in retail and they were in healthcare and they were in everywhere. They were in all these different places. And so we started to look at this. And I remember sitting in the meeting and we were looking through the financials and the distribution manager, Steve, said, I don't get this. We spent 85% of our marketing budget on scoop shops, but that accounts for 0.7% of our revenue. That's where their competitors were. Chapman's, Kawartha Dairy,
Ben and Jerry's, and
all that.
Oh, yeah.
So the salespeople and the brokers were all saying, I need more swag, I need more signage, I need more all this stuff, because they're going toe to toe with their direct competitors, playing in that market, and then ignoring 99% of the business. And so what we realized in that moment in time is what we do best is we didn't want to be a B2C brand. We wanted to be the best in the world at a B2B side of things, which led us to say, let's focus on food services and co-packing. And we changed our messaging, our position. We ran a sales sprint on this. And within 6 months of that, they had a 25% lift in sales.
Nice.
And they just kept growing from that. From 2016 to today, they have not increased their marketing budget. They have tripled their business in size with one salesperson. And so what happened is, as they focused, they built their reputation, their capability. So they started investing in the factory. They invested in first to put on a freezer, so increase their capacity so they could do annual storage. Then they put on a second shift. Then they brought in a COO who implemented lean principles and production standards and efficiencies. Then they put on a dairy silo, and each step of that increased their throughput and capabilities to serve the market. And every time they increased their capacity, the market gobbled it up. And so in the pandemic, they had that crisis where they were the primary supplier to the restaurant industry. That market fell down, but at that same time, retail took off and co-packing took off. So we actually ran another sales sprint, which was one of our most successful of all time. And we said, since the start of COVID, retail ice cream sales have increased fivefold. Ice cream is the new toilet paper. Have you considered a takeout option on your menu? And it had a 70% response rate. Within 5 weeks of that pitch, they landed their first whale, which is about 500,000 units. Wow. 5 months later, they got a mega whale for 20 million units.
Wow.
And they continued to double down on it. But the key is when we validated that focus, they have grown the business not through sales and marketing, but through creating capacity.